Welcome to another Pike and Shot battle. In this match against Velez, I have the Scots Royalist against his Parliament and Scots. As a match host, I start on the bottom half, and unfortunately, we are looking at a very cavalry-friendly map overall. And I say that's unfortunate because a large component of our army could consist of Scots Highlanders. These are warriors, they move 3 tiles and have the same musket capability as a pike and shot unit, but are impact foot swordsmen. So they excel against infantry, but without pikes they can be ridden down easily by cavalry. I was hoping for more hedges, rough, and woods, but no. So I'll have to decide if I want to simply not bring along any of these guys, or if I want to bring them for fun anyway, and find a way to use him cautiously. And I guess I've talked myself into it. So, 5 units of Highlanders with musket. I don't think I'll bring the sword with bow, because the bow is pretty ineffectual against infantry, and it doesn't do so great against armored cavalry. And of course, most cavalry have a breastplate or at least a buff coat by this time period. In addition, it's bow 50%. Now, that does make them 6 points cheaper than the musket sword, but yeah, I think I'll stick to my guns. Next up are standard pike and shot units. I could bring along raw pike and shot, either the sort short on muskets for 26 points or standard. Cavalry options are abysmal. I do not have any determined horse with pistol impact. Instead, I have light lancers and Scots horse with pistol shooting. So we're going to be at a substantial disadvantage on impact against any of his cavalry. Unfortunately, we need cavalry anyway, so we're bringing it. We'll bring light guns to support the cavalry wing, hopefully. Do I want veterans or numbers? Or more impact foot? We could bring more impact foot to fight the infantry. Another thing about these guys being warriors is that they are slightly more prone to disruption than mixed foot. Dragoons to fight cavalry. 176 points remaining. I can go for quality or quantity, and I think I will want quantity in order to guard my flanks. Could do that. Or 1 veterans for trash. That's what we'll go with. So we will deploy the bulk of the Highlanders and decent infantry on this slope. Cavalry, light guns, and dragoons and the like, supported by some trash pike and shot on the left to guard against cavalry action. And more infantry will spread out to fight in the hedgerows. It might in fact be wise to get some Highlanders here as well, because the hedges will provide protection against cavalry, but they can still charge enemy infantry pretty fiercely. Might be a good place to put the bow-armed Highlanders, because if cavalry comes after us, they can just harass them with their bows. If infantry comes after us, they can just not bother shooting and charge. To deployment. Well, at least it's a large army, even if it's not a very resilient one. Let's shift our horrendous cavalry out of the way for the moment. And I will cut recording and deploy. Okay, so we've got our raw pike and shot, some of whom are even short on muskets, in reserve. And we have pike and shot units on the left here in the open country. Where there is rough ground, I have Highlanders mixed in with my veteran pike and shot. I have the majority of my bow-armed Highlanders ready to rush into these patches of rough ground, or hedgerows, roads, and village to take cover from cavalry. My own adorable Scottish cavalry have adopted a ineffectual little arrowhead formation in the back because they're just going to go to B speed bumps where they need to slow things down. And finally, the dragoons will assist in the rush to take position. See his force comp deployment. Okay, rushing for the hedgerows. Pretty respectable cavalry wing. 6 units of impact pistol cavalry, which is what we really need to watch out for. Well, let's help the dragoons get over and start rushing our bow-armed Highlanders over as well. I wonder, impact. So they're at -200 against these or these. So we do have to fear this, but if we concentrate on an infantry battle in the hedges, it might not be a huge deal. We certainly have numbers on our side. Yeah, we're going to get off the flats then. The furthest left our wing is going to be is here, but we might even be able to condense into the battlefield, say here to here. Alright, that's everyone. He's certainly going to get here first, and then we should be able to seize this. So, really, I hope he just keeps holding back with his cavalry. That'll give us a chance. Next turn. Alright, the cavalry's on the move, but we have some time before it arrives. Okay, so it's going to be a matter of slugging out a giant infantry battle while attempting to keep the wing covered from this substantial cavalry force. It's a bit hasty. I don't generally like going in with only part of my army, but it's crucial to seize this terrain. Let's do a quick count. 4, 8, 12, 13 non-line infantry we're sending over so far. 9, 10, 12, 13, 14 he's sending over so far. Send my veterans, send the rest of the Highlanders, and I think this wing of raw and terrible troops backed up by the light guns and our terrible cavalry should be enough to delay. And we'll also want to keep our cavalry in disordering terrain, which will at least also disorder his cavalry and slow down our defeat. In addition, it will unlock the swordsman POA of the light lancer swordsman armed as Scots horse. Alright, that is the situation so far. Next turn. Okay, the archery of the Highlanders is going to be completely ineffective, being 50% bow against infantry. However, the point is really to just get into charge range and then impact into the enemy. These hedgerows will protect them from flank attacks, but it won't do anything on its own. Need to try to cover the wings of the Highland charge with our pike and shot units. Have a little discipline and just ignore this harassment from the dragoons until we can get in position. Okay, so we're set up for at least 2 units to charge into contact next turn. If we're lucky, that can cause a cascade of cohesion failures, but if not, we'll use the chaos caused by their charge to push more Highland warriors into charge range. Next turn. Only 1 unit is within charge range then. Might have to turn these units to fight soon. And this cavalry moving down is going to make it awkward to try to charge in with the Highlanders just yet, at least from this direction. But we do have good cover over here. Good, we held firm. The Highlanders are rather more likely to disrupt from fire than pike and shot, because mixed foot and heavy foot get a bonus to cohesion rolls, but warriors do not. So luckily we have impact foot plus 100, and in the melee, even if we don't disrupt the enemy, we'll do fine. And we did not disrupt them, they held firm. Let's sacrifice the Scots horse to counter a charge by this Parliamentarian horse. In the meantime, let's try to catch this unit. Okay, so now that might seem disastrous, but it's not. This unit would be attacking across an obstacle, and I believe this unit would as well. In fact, we can just cover with this unit eventually. Although we will have to take a close range volley. Good. They hold firm. Engage in some harassment here. And let's allow our raw pike and shot to fire back. I want these warriors still moving towards his infantry. And these 4 raw units will kind of spread out here to cover. Okay, so next turn we'll try to get more Highland charges in. Next turn. Still holding firm. It's unfortunate. Ooh, lucky that we held there. Ouch. Hopefully we don't frag. Do not. This unit's doomed. Oh, not yet though. What are the melee odds anyway? Okay, so our swordsman is cancelled out because they are steady melee pistols. But once we do this, we should unlock swordsman. Yep. Very good. Lock in this veteran horse. This is all just a screen. Good. Then charge. Nope. Try again for impact. Held firm again. I really need disrupts. That should be just barely out of charge range. Okay. Then what? Let's see, more raw pike and shot towards the cavalry. While the rest of the infantry... Maybe I just need to have reserves. I don't know. Usually too impatient for that sort of thing. Highlanders down to the right flank. And these 2 units of horse in reserve. That's just fine. Okay. Next we charge. Failed to impact again. I believe our flank will be covered by this hedge, so we can just go ahead and do something potentially outrageous. Let's drive them off map. Good. Go for impact again. And hold firm. Very unfortunate. And this raw Scots Pike and Shot can just wait in reserve and out of check range. Disappointing so far, but at least nothing awful has happened. Next turn. Ooh. Gotta start causing disrupts on these infantry. It's just not happening. There we go, double drop. Okay. They held firm. Ouch. That's an even fight. Oh, it's not, it's disrupted. Right. Okay, well hopefully it doesn't lead to bad things right away. There we go. That unlocks our swords and POA. Cohesion checks? No. Now what's interesting is that if we continue pursuing this unit, this charge from here to here should, I think, be a flank attack because we are in the road and the road curves outward here. So I think we will be charging down the road, down their flank. In theory. Do I wait then so they don't turn and engage? No, I think I'd rather just get stuck in just in case. Well, you're screwed, so why don't you eat more bullets elsewhere? In the meantime, get this unit. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, good. Just out of musket shot. And go for impact. Ah, they hold firm again. Get ready to cause more checks. And more impact foot rushing forward. Good. Lock this unit in. And keep driving this unit away. Okay. And this impact foot we can keep in reserve along with our pistol-armed Scots horse. Then what? Well, we fire, and we fire. Okay. Zone in this unit. Keep pushing our decent quality infantry at least forward. And threaten these guns. Okay, so we have to keep hoping for a shattering breakthrough here. And as much as I would like to get to grips with these raw, squishable units, we can hope to just win here and keep holding out here. Next turn. No cohesion fails from that, unfortunately. Oh, hopefully that doesn't lead to a cascade. We really could not afford that. Is that it? Did he... I feel like hit and turn by accident? Is he giving up? I'm confused. Ooh, yeah, these warriors are definitely more prone to disruption. Okay, well, suppose we ought to fire our pistols, and then do we want to keep firing? Or what? Go for impact again. Just go for impact. They hold firm. Ugh. But that allows more impact foot to get into position. And, right, priority charge. Here we go. How close is this to breaking? Not that close. We could do that. Let's do it. Hold firm. Get another unit into charge range. And pile on. Okay. Then what? Zone of control lock this unit so that we can disperse these guns and Push forward. Disperse. Okay. These two can stay in reserve. What's that? Scots, Pike, and shot. But if I move here, I'll be in musketry range of this whole heap. Oh well, let's just do it anyway. Cover. Onward. I guess Fellows was under the weather and might have misclicked that in turn. Well, we'll play it through, but it does hurt things a bit that he missed a turn there. Made things easier for me. This actually hurt him because it blocked the field of fire for this fucking shot unit. Oh, that's awkward. I wonder if I can... Oh, I should still be able to block it in. Key holding firm there. One more unit breaks, it seems. Auto break. Excellent. Ooh, that's tough against the veterans. What have we got here? Can at least turn fire. Let's stop this veteran horse from charging. Maybe just, well, let's start engaging with some musketry. I know it looks like an exposed flank, but they're locked in, so it's really not a problem. Bit ridiculous, we'll chase after and shoot for at least a little while. Encourage them to leave. Okay, good. Impact is minus 100 POA, but they're disrupted, so it's even. In we go. Then the melee, pistol melee, plus 100, cancels out swordsmen. Nothing much to do here, and no sense in charging. Let's go for impact. Nope. And let's try again for impact. No, but at least we have numbers working for us. Get the frag unit out and join the fray. Once again, this will not be a flank because of the hedgerow. No disruption. Good. Let's send some Scots horse after this frag Parliamentarian horse, and this unit can withdraw uphill. Right, do we fire or charge? Given that we have veterans, probably just charge. Okay. Looks pretty good, although our impact would have... Well, they're doing fine. Their maneuverability is useful, but they haven't really done much on impact, and thus they haven't done much with their swordsman skill. Next turn, Bella says he thinks he should have faced me in the open and dealt with the Scottish impact for using combined arms, referring to cavalry, presumably. Yeah, that would have been a good call. In the infantry battle, they're pretty even. Still no disruptions, it's just a straight up head-on grind fest, but I guess that's how it goes sometimes. Disruption. And swordsman kicks in, perfect. Third unit piling on there. We're pursuing, so it reduces the casualties from shooting by half. Ooh. Well, something like that was bound to happen eventually. Yeah, when that swordsman POA kicks in on top of disruption, it's just brutal. Difficulty here will be getting everyone reorganized. It's kind of a mess right now. Here, shove them off. Send them another goodbye volley. Now they'll get away that they're completely turned around, but it's okay. Ooh, that was a misclick. Oh well. Lock them in. Pursue this frag unit. Lock them in. And get ready to intervene against one of these two. And just stay back here and rally up. Hopefully we don't disrupt on the way in. It's going to be 2 moves, so we'll need to draw fire with our pike and shot, or maybe even with our cavalry. Onward. Next turn. Oh, hello. Alright, everybody rallies this turn. Impact? Nothing. don't know why they didn't just charge. Oh, we got a rallying exchange. Two. Excellent. Now we need to do something with this gigantic mess. Well, we close to breaking them? Not at all. Fire. Good. So raw troops are less disciplined about their residual fire. Like so. So we can hopefully push up, get them to fire, and then have our warriors charge. There's no way we're going to catch them, so I guess we'll wheel around and return to the main battle. Could fire and hope for a disrupt, but I think instead I will be annoying. Got a disrupt anyway. Perfect. Alright, in that case we can face them and they can either charge or get shot at and do nothing. Close to not a break? Not quite. Alright, now we force this unit to stand and fight. Of course, if it rallies up, we'll lose, but if it stays disrupted, we should have it. Yeah, this mess, though. The question is, will we disrupt next turn? This unit's taken a fair number of casualties. If we charge, we might pursue into the line, or we might pursue at some weird-ass angle and then just get flanked. Ugh, this is pretty good though. We have 2 charges set up already. So the only question is, do I dare? Yeah, let's do it. We're winning. We can afford to be a little bit reckless. Draw some fire, I guess. Join in. Maybe get ready to hunt down these cavalry units. Get out of the way. You're useless in this kind of fight. Oh yes, 50% bow at long range. 2 to 8 casualties. Good job. Okay, so here's the cavalry battle, such as it is. And the infantry slugging match. We'll probably win it next turn on breaks, but if not, we'll get a chance to do one more glorious impact charge. Next turn. Oh, that's really bad timing. Okay. Good, we held the impact, so we should win the melee instead of disrupted. Haven't quite gotten to 40, but I think maybe this turn we can pull it off. Alright, first off, good charge, or just keep on shooting. I think I'm going to turn these guns around to try to make sure this unit doesn't rally up. It's a bit ridiculous, but why not? Here, so we need to try to frag this unit before charging, I think would be the right call. There we go. Oh, but I can't charge because they're in the way. However, auto brake should do the trick. Good. Now, lock in this cavalry unit. And fire. And fire. Very good. Then what? Let's go for an impact charge. Disrupted. Swordsman POA unlocks. Perfect. Disrupted again. So if they remained steady, it would have been a pretty even, I think 14% chance to win, mostly a chance to draw. But the moment they disrupt, we get that extra 100 POA. And it's just all downhill from there. Very good. Interesting. Charge here as well. See what that does for us. Do we? No. And it's all bad, but I think I'd rather could attempt to fall back. Oop, oop, oop. Okay. Well, great. That's what I get. Go for an impact charge, and they hold firm. We'll move up our reserves, but leave space for our units to break if that needs to happen. We are going to win even this fight. It's just a little messier than I would have liked. Okay, so probably the final position of this match. Here, well under control with all the raw pike and shot. Light artillery was crucial. And here, overcoming the last resistance in the first hedge, and some disruptions, but we are breaking up the left wing of the second hedgerow defense. So we're getting an ouch GG. See where we get that final break. Ooh, nice rally. Not that it matters now. There we go. So the Highlanders did nicely, and the screen of cheap raw pike and shot did what it needed to do, holding off his superior cavalry. And yeah, the Highlanders, their ability to charge 3 tiles or 2 diagonally very useful. And the hedges did protect them from getting flanked when their pursuit got a little bit out of hand, and more importantly, of course, protected them from enemy cavalry. So, yeah, it's a pretty interesting army list despite the terrible cavalry, so I'm going to play around a little more with these guys. So, a good game to Velez, and till next time.